I probably shouldn't keep glancing over at you because we're in the worst traffic situation I would ever recommend, and wouldn't recommend anyone driving and live streaming in this situation, but this is where we are. These are the facts of life. So instead of canceling the live stream because we may have to cancel Wednesday, I don't hope not, we're doing it now. So I need to know from you, can you even see this? Is the audio happening? Is the video happening? What's going on? We didn't do the countdown because we can't do a countdown while we're going mobile. So that's the question for you is, A, can you see and hear this? And B, where the hell are you? We are right now on the BQE, which is the Bronx-Queens Expressway, Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, as Raquel is in the background. She's manning the camera and reading the stream, any comments. So if you want to mess with Raquel, just put lots of comments in there. So we are going because we might be potentially getting our own car today, which is lovely. Here's the catch, which I think is kind of funny. This morning, because we don't have a car, I had to get a car, like a taxi, in order to get this car to go get a car. So a lot more cars than I would like, but Raquel and I are looking at carbon offsets so that we can, have a car and not have any footprint. Not have any footprints at all. We're removing our feet completely. So, folks, I don't know if this is live. If it's working, let me know. If you don't let me know, then I'll assume it's not working and that I'm just talking to the wind over here. So, what do we? Anyone making?
No chats that I can see.
No chats. There's look in that corner over there. There's 4 lines, and it would show you chats. Maybe they're not appearing.
Oh. Rory says it's working.
Rory says it's working. Welcome, Rory. Rory from Ontario. Welcome. Good to see you here.
Jean from Brooklyn.
Jean from Brooklyn. Jean, we're actually driving right by your house right now. We're assuming you live directly under the BQE, as everyone in Brooklyn does. What
Rory
else?
says hi from Kingston.
Kingston. Nice. Where else are folks coming from? I realize that usually...
Jean is waving.
Jean, oh, hi. Hi, Jean. Oh, there you are. Hi. Good times. So, folks, very interesting. So, this is a surprise. We did not expect that we would be taking off and being in the car today.
Stop looking.
It's fine. Don't stop. Raquel, who is at the like high school parking lot level of driving skill, is telling me not to look at the camera, but that's fine. We're like in rolling, barely moving traffic. So, folks, we are going to meditate today. We have actually never done a meditation. Driving meditation. So this is going to work for if you're driving or not, but you can actually look back at this if you ever want to have a guided meditation while you're driving. That is, it's going to be fun.
Nick is saying hi from Karlstad, Sweden, and that Nick is in the car as well.
Nick's in the car as well. Excellent. So Nick, this one's just for you this time. Folks, it's so exciting. I'm so glad this worked because we've tried to do mobile live streams numerous times and it's never worked, not even close. So the fact that this is working and we're on the highway is just awesome. So if you're just joining us, Raquel and I are potentially going to get a car in Baltimore, so that's 4 hours away, and we are excited about that. So we're gonna see. Hopefully it works. And we'll have our own vehicle then. We can get the hell out of Dodge when we need to. So, folks, if anyone else is just joining us, we're going to be meditating for a little while. I'm not sure if we're going to do a full 25 minutes, but I'm going to guide it with the knowledge that you might be driving. So, in order to make this a nice standalone video so we can, use this later for some other content, I'm going to do our intro announcement, and then we'll start the meditation. Excuse me. Okay. Beep up. Calculating. Welcome. We are going to be doing a driving meditation. We're very happy that you're here with us. So much of our life is spent on the road or in transport, and so we want to be able to use our meditation skills even if we're driving. So this is not going to be an eyes closed meditation. I highly recommend against doing an eyes closed meditation. So even if you're watching this and you're not driving right now, you just want to practice the skill, we're going to be practicing with our eyes open. So finding a nice, comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration of the practice. As we do this, we're going to be keeping our wits about us. So even if we're watching this alone or not driving, we're going to be keeping our wits about us, just a general sense of our overall environment. As we begin to relax into our general meditation posture, just beginning by enjoying the experience of where we are, wherever we are. Taking in the visual data. If we're doing this at home, we can feel free to rest the eyes on a single point, but of course if we are mobile, we want to allow the eyes, allow the body to do what it's familiar with, use its skills to navigate. For a moment, taking in time, the experience of time as it passes, as we're interacting with the world, simply observing in the forward movement of time. Tuning into our sense of space, our sense of location. We tend to experience space as though we are the center of space. So noticing that there's a sense of a center around which the world seems to revolve. And if it's helpful, we can engage in labeling. If we're familiar with a labeling strategy, it's simply saying in the mind whatever sense activity is currently predominant. So in this case, there's a lot of seeing occurring for me. So the mind, you can use the word see. Saying this word each time you notice any seeing phenomena. This includes any mental visual activation, any sense of space, location, arrangement. And as we notice a sense of space and arrangement, tuning into our sense of a horizon, the sense of a organizing line the mind uses to keep everything in place. There's an up and a down, a left and a right. Just noticing the mind organizing our experience in this way. Noticing the emotional tenor of your current experience, any body sensation that's emotional in nature. Often, if we're in transport or moving through our lives, there can be a subtle underlying tension, a kind of emotional concern. Sense of being on guard, perhaps. This isn't always the case, but it's not uncommon. So seeing if we can find that, not even worrying about letting it go, just noticing that it's there. Noticing if it's part of any kind of resistance, any physical tightening, and if it is, just letting that go, physically relaxing the body. moment to just explore our overall sense experience, a kind of capture or freeze frame of all of our senses in this particular moment. This is something the mind does naturally already. So simply tuning into this and allowing it to occur, this sense of a gestalt of all of our sense experience. And while the mind tends to tell us that the world is quite stable, the world is quite continuous, if we take this snapshot, we'll notice very quickly that it will break down, that it'll change almost immediately. So without adding a lot of extra effort, just letting the mind take its snapshot of this particular moment. Then watching as that snapshot just decays or breaks down or is replaced by other sense data. This may happen quickly, it may happen slowly. I think you do. So, continuing with the practice, as my wife takes a call. Noticing, they hang up, okay. Noticing what that interruption felt like, what that experience was like. For me, it was humorous, but that's what our practice is built out of, is lots of seeming distractions, new things, new information. Again, we can take the same snapshot, experiencing the net effect of whatever distraction has arisen.
I need to call this person back. Would you like me to keep streaming or call?
Yeah, keep streaming for now. Just give it a second.
Hello.
Hi, this is Raquel and Yanish.
Hi, this is Ronnie with Mechanics on Wheels.
Thank you so much for calling.
So I'm at the dealership. I just need to get some information from you guys.
Ronnie, we're going to call you back in just a minute. Sorry, just 1 second, and we'll call you back in just a second. Okay, thanks.
All right, bye.
Thanks for your patience, folks. So this is very much like much of our life, and this is a good example of how to practice in our lives. A lot's happening at once. So what I'm going to do is, let's try to transition. If we're practicing in stillness, allowing the body to relax and begin to move a little bit, making any adjustments it needs to, but staying with practice. Even as we begin to transition out of a formal meditation practice itself, noticing that we can keep some of our awareness with the experience of what's occurring. Tends to slow things down just a bit. It's like there's a quiet mist engaging with the world around us. So take a few moments just to have that kind of simple delight, that simple wonder of the experience of existing. Because this meditation was shorter, because there is less time to dive in than we might on a longer meditation, we have the luxury of being closer to our ordinary experience. So simply allowing a bit of consciousness into this experience helps us learn to integrate a formal practice and practice in life. So taking a few moments to simply appreciate the experience of being alive. All of these layered, complex nuances delivering themselves to us over and over again. New combinations, new surprises. And ask yourself today, what kind of mind would I like to bring to my ordinary busy life? What kind of experience would I like to have in those moments when mindfulness or practice is possible? And in this way, exploring our world, exploring what it's like to navigate this strange, interesting world that is called being a human. So hope you enjoyed. And I think we have to call this person back who's inspecting our car, potential car, maybe ours. So folks, before we do that though, what was that like? Very short meditation today. Thank you so much for bearing with us. What was that like? What happened? What do you like now? What was that? What went on there? What went on for you? I'd be very curious. As people tap wildly into their keyboards like an inspired poet on cocaine.
I think there's a delay on the chat.
Yeah, there's a delay on the chat. I think it's probably a good 30 seconds because we're driving. We're not on Wi-Fi or anything. So let me know what that was like. Plus, people are writing their complex, detailed processes.
Jean says, helpful. Integration into real life is a big goal for me.
Yay! That's awesome. Man, integration is the game. A lot of the course that I'm teaching, the Progress of Shinsight, it requires people practice an equal amount on the cushion and off the cushion. So I ask people to practice 30 minutes a day on the cushion, 30 minutes off the cushion explicitly, and then try to do as much as you can outside of that. So awesome. I'm glad that was helpful in some way. It was very interesting for me. It was actually, I was surprised how much of the system required my attention, how much the system was actually just really engaged in driving. I'm a pretty comfortable driver. I've driven for many, many years. But I was interested to try to not only meditate, but navigate what's happening for me in meditation and then describe it to you in a way that I thought might meet wherever you were, given the fact that most people are probably not driving. So it was interesting to try to thread that needle. Awesome. Any other reports before we hit the eject button for today? Again, thankful that you're here. Glad we got to do a little practice together. Not sure what is in my eye. I think it's a small cantaloupe.
Rory says, I noticed anxiety for you and Raquel, worried about if this was safe. I noticed I could let you make that decision for yourself.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm glad. I'm honestly, as much as it might seem, not your favorite, Rory, I'm glad you did not have control over our steering wheel at this point, because there's a 30-second delay, so there'd be a lot of yelling back and forth. Awesome. So guys, it was really great to be here with you. Thank you again for working with us. We had planned on having this done on Saturday, and then it ends up that all these different details, the dealership closing and the inspection, blah, blah, blah. So very happy that we were able to do this. This is going to give us a lot more freedom. We've been pretty cooped up as New Yorkers. We don't really have a car. It's not so much a thing. When we were looking at insurance, they were like asking Raquel, they're like, oh, so you don't have a license? And they're like, okay, so was it suspended? Was it revoked? Or was it blah, blah, blah? Or did it expire? And she's like, none of those. I just don't have a license. And it was like, wasn't in their checklist of things. They're like, wait, so help me understand this? It's because we're New Yorkers. Like, Raquel never needed a license. So we're going to spend a little time today with Raquel bumping into curbs at a what's it called, in a parking lot. I'm curious if other people have driving instruction tips. This is my ultimate driving instruction tip. This is how I learned, how all my family learned, is you get in the car and you bump all the tires against various curbs, and you drive against the curb, and you do it in forwards and reverse until you've memorized this location of the entire car, and then from there you tend to be pretty good. Also, my family is a big pride in being able to drive really well backwards, including really fast, and being able to take turns and stuff like that. That's a big thing in my family. I don't know why. So,
Tomlin also posted the Discord. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Tomlin. Yeah, if anyone wants to connect it between streams, that's where we're at, hanging out. So, folks, thank you so much again. Lovely to see you, and we look forward to seeing everyone very soon. As always, take care of each other, practice well, and have fun. Okay, folks? Bye-bye.